Hello, Missoula. I'm so excited to join in the celebration of local nonprofit leaders alongside the Missoula Nonprofit Center. My name is Sophie Moon, and I work for the Public Policy Institute of the Rockies. And it is my pleasure and honor today to recognize the experience and leadership of Kelsey Severson, the Associate Director of Growth and Development at Empower Montana. Kelsey started at Empower Montana, then known as NCBI Montana, in 2014 as a development and communications intern. As an intern, Kelsey learned about grant writing and assisting with cultivating individual donors. She also assisted with organizational diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings and co-facilitated youth after-school programs. After Kelsey received her bachelor's degree in communication studies from the University of Montana in 2015, she served 2 years as an AmeriCorps Vista at Big Sky High School in Empower, Montana, while still building skills in grant writing. While she earned her graduate degree at the University of Montana in communication studies, Kelsey became the grant writer at Empower Montana. During graduate school, she also taught public speaking courses, provided diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings to her peers, and focused her studies on community building and political communication in Montana. Receiving her master's degree in 2019, she became the Associate Director of Growth and Development for Empower Montana. Kelsey's leadership, which ensures there is funding for critical programming such as Empower Montana's Ready and Building Bridges trainings, is needed now more than ever as our state and our country are suffering from overwhelming systemic inequality and divisiveness. Kelsey's passion for fundraising and the critical work that it supports is what inspired her nomination. Not only did Kelsey collaborate with the leadership of her organization to keep Empower Montana strong during a global pandemic, she also finds ways to share that ingenuity in her spare time. In her spare time, you can find Kelsey mentoring practicum students, AmeriCorps Vista members at Empower Montana, mentoring a local high school student in nonprofit development, serving on the board of the Public Policy Institute of the Rockies, and even volunteering with local and statewide campaigns. Thank you, Kelsey, for your service to Montana, Empower Montana, and the Missoula community at large. We genuinely wouldn't be in this place as a community without your amazing leadership.
Oh, thank you so much, Sophie. That's so sweet. I really have to thank everybody that has been able to get me here, and a huge thank you for being recognized for this work. Thank you to Sophie. Thank you to the Missoula Nonprofit Center. And thank you to Empower Montana, who, when I started interning here from the very beginning, had me writing grants. I was just thinking about it. They taught me how to research and write my own grants, outreach to foundations. And one of those grants that I actually started or found and researched and wrote as an intern is somebody that's still funding us today. And although that's just a small $5,000 a year grant, they've funded us every single year since I got that in 2015. And I think it just shows kind of the huge impact you can make when people believe in your work. And that's why I really believe in supporting others. Currently, I'm mentoring one of our youth leaders. He wanted to learn about development, and so we worked together. We've researched, and we're writing a grant now for the Montana Youth Action Network, of which he's a part of. And I'm just so inspired by all of the work I see at Empower Montana and Missoula, and a huge thank you to Sophie for nominating me for this. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott Appel, the Executive Director of CASA Missoula. We provide trained advocates for the best interests of children in the judicial system who have experienced abuse and neglect. CASA provides consistent, long-term advocacy until every child resides in a safe and permanent home. During our most recent fiscal year, 170 CASA volunteers advocated for 262 children in the foster care system. Serving or being a CASA volunteer is a big commitment. It requires 30 hours of training before being sworn in by the court, and then each CASA spends 5 to 20 hours on a case per month. Jen Lincoln, to my left, and Betsy Meyer to my right are two of our rocks, and I am so honored to present them with Outstanding Volunteer Award. Jen has been a CASA since 2017. She's advocated for 8 children on 5 of our most challenging cases. Jen is an infinite optimist and has turned the most challenging cases into success stories. Betsy has been a CASA since 2019, and she's advocated for 7 children on 2 cases. Betsy's gone above and beyond in her cases, making sure that extended family that were fostering the children were connected to the resources that they needed to be successful while fostering. Congratulations to Jen and Betsy.
Thank you very much. It's my honor to be a CASA. You will, if you become a CASA yourself, you will help a child, you will be inspired by the power of family, and you will become a better human being. So you should check it out.
Thanks, Scott. And thanks, Jen. It's really amazing to receive this award from the Missoula Nonprofit Center because it's the grown-up version of the Missoula nonprofit network that Sally Mullen, Cindy Weiss, and I started in 2003. We were hoping to create a place where nonprofit staff and volunteer leadership could get together to learn from and support each other. And our guiding principle was to make the pie bigger, not the slice smaller. So I'm really delighted to see how flourishing you are today under the wing of the United Way. For many years, my defining quote has been from Margaret Mead, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." And the most certain way I know to honor that message is to work with children. We owe it to them to be the best version of ourselves and to help them understand themselves and reach their goals. And I just want to quickly say thank you to my husband, Peter Benson, who 44 years ago married me thinking I was going to be a lab scientist, but calmly backs me up with all my, with whatever I decide to take on, and my grown-up kids who sometimes roll their eyes but always support me. And especially all the devoted, hardworking nonprofit staff members all through this community. I've worked with many of you. You're my heroes. I'm a former development officer, so I have to get in and ask. Please think about supporting the many outstanding nonprofits in Missoula, and remember, volunteering keeps you young.
Good, very good.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Chris Hislop from the Montana World Affairs Council. It's my privilege to welcome Lauren Descamps, this year's Outstanding Philanthropist. Lauren has been a part of our family at the Montana World Affairs Council for over 5 years, but she's also been active in our community in many other organizations. Lauren brings a great passion to the nonprofit community all across Montana and particularly in Missoula. This past year has been particularly challenging, as we know, for nonprofits. Just a year and a half ago, when we met together with Lauren and the board, we decided what we needed to do was stay relevant and stay solvent. And thanks to Lauren, our programs are stronger than ever, and we've remained solvent through a very difficult time. So I want to say special thanks to Lauren for all of her help, not just to the Montana World Affairs Council, but to the nonprofit community. Congratulations, Lauren.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. I want to thank the Missoula Nonprofit Center for this award. I didn't even actually know it existed, so it's kind of now nice to know a little bit more about the organization. And yes, as Chris said, there are many nonprofits here in Missoula, and all of them can definitely use the help of people from the community. I think it's what makes the Missoula community so strong. And again, I just want to thank everyone for this honor and this award. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have known Eden since the day she was born. I'm one of those lucky people that snuck into the hospital room the day that Eden was born, and from that very moment, I've known you're so special. You're really one of the kindest people I've ever met. I am here today to officially present to you an award for being Missoula's outstanding youth philanthropist.
What?
Yes! I'm incredibly honored to present this to you, Eden. And I'm going to share a few of the spectacular things that you have done that make you worthy of this award. So, according to my records, starting when you were 3 years old, you created and delivered cards and treats for World Kindness Day. She created notes for every neighbor and businesses and even strangers. And I and my family were so lucky to receive some of those cards. You were like this big back then. Eden hosted multiple birthday parties and food drives for Anna Meals and the Western Montana Humane Society. In preschool, Eden volunteered at local grocery stores stocking produce and making deliveries. There's some pictures behind you all about her stocking shelves, which prepared you for when you were in kindergarten to volunteer at our local food bank, working with Miss Paoli, your kindergarten teacher, and sometimes your mom, coming to the food bank on whatever day of the week it was, Monday nights, and repacking food. Eden's been involved in human rights work and social justice projects her entire life. Every year, Eden hosts an International Women's Day celebration. Raise your hand if you've been to her International Women's Day celebration. Yes, inspiring many other young women in our community. You started volunteering at Missoula's Children's Museum when you were in preschool. You cleaned the exhibits and the puppets and the costumes and organized them, all of that good work. And you helped to put together backpacks for homeless youth with Baba, Grandma, way back when. Currently, Eden does so much for our community. You serve meals for Missoula 0 to 5 PLTI. I had to ask your mom exactly what that stands for. It stands for Parent Leadership Training Institute program on Thursday nights. You're a middle school mentor for elementary school girls that are participating in Girls Run Missoula. Eden volunteers for Families First, and Hannah's going to talk about vacuuming offices and doing all sorts of hard work. Eden practices random acts of kindness regularly, delivering anonymous notes and treats to people in our community. I will just say that my heart is warmed every time that you leave a special present on my desk. Your biggest passion, according to this and to your mom and to everyone that knows you, is animal rights. And you definitely take care of rescued baby dogs daily, regularly. Eden has a fierce spirit and that fills any room. This little person. It's so true. She's bold and courageous in her work and sets a high example for all of us. As a 6th grader, Eden is one of my idols. I am so honored to give you this award for Missoula's Outstanding Youth Philanthropist.
Oh my God.
Hannah, do you want to say a couple words?
Yeah, of course I do. So, Eden is even wearing her special volunteer specialist badge because of how much work she does here at Families First with us. I think Eden has been probably just as powerful as one of our staff members when it comes to helping with our events. Most recently, our Halloween bash, where she stepped in and started asking people if they knew what Families First Learning Lab does, something that most people have a hard time doing, but she knows the spiel sometimes better than I do, I think. Eden has also helped cleaning our offices, like Kelly said, organizing our exhibits, cleaning our exhibit in Tiny Town, working on the water room.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Art classes, helping with Ari. The two of them have also helped with our Art with a Purpose activities and helping kiddos be able to find their creative outlets in a way that gives back to our community. So we're so happy that you're here, and we're so lucky to have such a young person helping in our community, and I think you make a big impact here in Missoula, so thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love this award. Do you want to say anything? I'm not not sure. Sure. I'm so grateful to have this award. I've never had an award, so it's really a big impact on my life.
Very good.
So I'm Grace Decker with 0 to 5 Missoula County, which is a project of United Way of Missoula County. And I am so excited to be honoring the Sealy Lake Community Foundation and its executive director, Claire Muller, today. They have really become the little engine that could in connecting Sealy Lake to its citizens, but then also to the larger community of Missoula County through their work throughout the pandemic, through their incredible fundraising efforts in their Change Your Pace campaign, and through their everyday efforts to build capacity and support local projects. So excited for you.
Thank you so much, Grace. What an honor. What a beautiful award. I love the succulents. Thank you so much to the Missoula Nonprofit Center for hosting these awards. Thank you so much to United Way of Missoula County for the incredible work that you do. Thank you for this incredible award. We're so honored and proud to be honored as Outstanding Foundation this year. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who loves Sealy Lake. It's just an honor to be part of this organization. We just celebrated 21 years as the Sealy Lake Community Foundation. Over that time, we've been able to get out $1.3 million to benefit our community through the Change Your Pace Challenge, through leadership projects we've taken a big role in, through giving out grants to local nonprofits, and through scholarships to students. And our endowment is over $600,000. So that's $1.9 million to benefit a really special place. Plus over 1,000 rides since 2017 for seniors through our medical appointment van shuttle, 3 years of community socializing through the Sunday market at our new beautiful building in downtown Sealy Lake, the old beloved quilt store, and so much more. So a huge thank you to all the volunteers who make it possible, all of our donors. Happy Philanthropy Day, and there's just so many people who love Sealy Lake. So thank you to you all.
It was my honor to nominate Soft Landing for the Missoula Nonprofit Organization Award because I knew they were an organization made up of Missoulians who, right about 5 years ago, decided to make Montana, as one of only 2 states that didn't have a resettlement program, to create an organization that would rehome people from Syria, Eritrea, Afghanistan, and I thought that was a really important purpose. And I know this past year with COVID has been really tough, and you guys have done a huge amount of work to make programs online and available for families, and I thought that was wonderful. I also know that they're going to be welcoming about twice as many families as they have in the past in this coming year, and I was so proud of the work you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I nominated Soft Landing Missoula because one of the values that exemplifies Missoula is that we care about each other and we care for each other. And nothing represents that better than our vibrant nonprofit community and one of its most outstanding organizations, this year's winner, Soft Landing Missoula. Over the last 5 years, they have helped hundreds of people fleeing some of the world's most dangerous situations find a soft landing in Missoula, whether it's through the services and supports from the Resource Center, or whether it's by building a culinary, cultural, and delicious bridge through United We Eat. Soft Landing has made Missoula a better place for all of us. We are so proud to welcome our new neighbors. They've become our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues, and productive and involved members of our community, and that wouldn't have happened without Soft Landing. So, congratulations. Thank you guys so much.
Of course.
This is so fun. Sweet little award. Well,
You know, Susan, I think that you said it right. Our community's values on being good neighbors are really what this effort was born of. And, you know, our work, there's no part of our work that exists in a vacuum. And our work involves the entire community, and we're so thankful for all the partners and volunteers and donors that actually make our work happen. So,
Yeah. There's just so many outstanding nonprofit organizations making Missoula a better place for everybody. And it's just so cool to be nominated, and we're also honored to have won and accept the award this year.
yeah, thank you so much. And of course, the biggest thanks goes out to the families that we have the honor to work with every day. We get the chance to see incredibly resilient, strong, fun-loving individuals and families come through our doors every day and become a wonderful part of our community, like you mentioned. So thank you guys so much for this award.
Thank you.